Hello YouTube creative community, welcome to a new sketchbook tour. This time this sketchbook will be a very particular one. For me is one that I've been very attached to, and I will explain you why shortly. But first of all, I want to thank you for 1000 subscribers here on YouTube. In the past weeks I received so many nice and supportive comments, very long ones, very nerdy ones about art supplies and stuff, and I've been very happy to read them and to answer to each one of you. Quick recap: my name is Luigi, I'm a self-taught artist and a physicist, and I'm known on social media as Illustrazioni di Lut. On this channel I'm talking about everything connected to my art sphere: drawing, art supplies, watercolor, gouache, ink, the main medium I'm using right now. About this sketchbook here, technically it's a Winsor & Newton sketchbook, and it's my very first professional sketchbook. I bought this around 20 years ago, to be precise 18 years ago, when I started during my high school a short, I guess 3 or 4 months class hosted by School of Comics in Florence. I bought then this sketchbook after the suggestion of the teacher there. It's very good quality, and so the first drawings I have, they are actually from that exact time, so 18 years ago. Then I stopped drawing for almost 10 years or even more. When I started at the university, physics was taking me lots of time. I took again this sketchbook a few years ago before the pandemic, and I saw it has a very nice, pleasant paper, a thick one. I tried actually to buy again this sketchbook, but I cannot find online. If you find something similar like this, please tell me in the comments, because I would like to buy again. It's a perfect mixed media sketchbook. From this, if you like particular an artwork of yours, it's possible to remove them. I guess it's something about 180 GSM, 160. It's an A5 in size, and it's very smooth paper. Let's start this tour. I'm a bit nervous about it because the first drawing are from something like 2006, I think, and I finished just yesterday, 10 of March 2024. It's my oldest and longest sketchbook, most probably of the whole my life. The first drawing, I'm not proud of them, but in this School of Comics, of course, they explain us the division of the face in 3 sections. They let us do a portrait of a friend of ours or somebody in the class as well. This was my friend Tony attending with me in this class. There is also his signature. And then I drew a girl, a woman. She was a few years older than me. I can see here that there is a difference in the black. I don't know if it's possible to see in the camera, but there is a darkest black coming most probably from some kind of marker, and then there is this lighter black for the finer details. That is probably from the fine liners like this. This is most probably from some kind of advertisement. I had several problems to reach a good contrast on the pencils like graphite. Something I discovered actually much later. If you see a good contrast here, it's because I'm using different leads for my pencil, both mechanical or standard pencil, not only the HB but also the B2B or even smoother ones. So I was like pressing a lot with my HB pencil, but I was not able to reach any contrast, you see. This is, I don't know if it's American VIP or politician or advertisement, and then they let us draw some kind of a scene. I don't know why I went into some soldier stuff, and in this story we had to do, I have very poor memories about it. There was some prospective study, but this is quite ugly, I have to say. I was keeping to use this sketchbook even after this short class I had for my own OCs or stuff like this, because this is I don't have any memory connected to the class about these characters, this kind of ninja stuff. I was a lot into, of course, Japanese culture, folklore, and everything connected to it. Most likely I was using my own reference, like I was making pictures on my own hands, maybe also head position. That's why I was also drawing girls a little bit masculine, I would say sometimes. My main inspiration is, of course, I think it's visible, manga and anime. One of my biggest inspiration when I was 12, that is Dragon Ball. Akira Toriyama just passed away, and he was together with Saint Seiya, maybe also Sailor Moon, was one of my biggest inspiration to start drawing again when I was a young teenager. So these are, here is written Kyuzo in lab, that means closed in the lab. I was most likely thinking about my own stories. I wanted to make comics in this period. Indeed, also the final part of this short class I had was to make a story with around about 4 or 5 pages. Got the 4th position in the class, and only the first 3 of them were winning something. Like the first one was winning like the full year for the School of Comics, the second one half of it, and the third one some signed comics from someone. This is, I guess, the same. Most likely he was the main character. Here is written something about this character, this OC, belli capelli, guardate voi. It's like an insult about his hair, and the profession is a doctor, and his technique is to hit the vital points, and the effect can lead to paralysis, broken arms, or death. And this was most like another character, inventing some kind of weapons. Experimenting also with anatomy stuff. Most likely I was a little bit too enthusiastic about this. I was clearly not able to make something professional, but I was enjoying it. This is clearly taken from Battle Royale. It's a manga. This is very nice, actually. I think it's copied, cannot be mine. I think it's the same person, different position. She had some kind of skin that is able to make a different shape and use it as a shield or as a weapon. This is seems like to be a bad guy of the story. Some Moscow studies. This is for sure copied, maybe from the manga Tenju Tenge. I don't know if it's the right pronunciation. Here I think it was finished. So there is this jump in time. I decided not to use part of the pages because it reminds me of the skipping time between the different periods. I remember I did this sometime before COVID started, so maybe 2019, and I was pretty proud of it. I posted on the Instagram, so actually I see now it's quite terrible. Here I was in some kind of meetup. I was already in Munich, so it was after pandemic, drawing live on the Egyptian Museum. I was so proud, but there is also some anatomy distortion. Also, this one is not bad actually. I reach good contrast here. This is also part of the Egyptian studies. I don't know why I was skipping pages. Here, of course, it was Game of Thrones Tyrion. I was very happy when I drew this. I thought it was one of my best portraits so far, because I actually was having a nice cross-hatching and a good contrast also. So with the eraser I was able to reach some effect on the glasses. I don't know what is this. It seems like my version in a comic style. It's very, very ugly. This is a self-portrait from a picture. It's kind of strange. I think. But the problem is when I make them, I don't see the errors, I don't see the mistakes. And so in the end, it looks like always I did a masterpiece, and then after sometimes I see it again and I cannot even look at it. This is from a series, TV series, an Italian one. Baby, I think was the name. It's a scene in one of the last episodes. The main character watching inside an aquarium. And I also started using colors. So you see, my problem with Sketchbook was that I was not really understanding how to use them, because to use them as a pencil sketchbook, I was kind of bored of it. I was not having so much to test and so much to try and to figure out color composition and stuff. Problem is I'm colorblind, and so I gave up on using colors for a long time. Here you see another pencil portrait. This is copied from this artist that I cannot read here, J.Drin, D-R-N. I was so happy when I did it. And now I see that there is a problem in the head shape. When I actually started using watercolor and getting some watercolor sketchbook, then I realized that I had so much to do with sketchbook, and nowadays it's my main source of paper I use. I don't use that much a single pad or single piece of paper. I actually enjoy using this type of sketchbooks because there is so much to experiment. And coming back to the colorblind thingy, when I was in kindergarten, I remember I was painting people with gray instead of pink. It was already a sign that I was colorblind. Of course, I have the main problem with the green-red thing. Genetically, the most popular form of colorblindness. That's why I said, okay, I'm not able to use colors. I will only focus on graphite pencil. But then Sketchbook was not that useful to me. So I'm happy, actually. I'm now using much more colors, even if I will never maybe be able to have a perfect shading of pale transition between different colors. This is not even watercolor. It was my first approach to it. It was watercolor pencils that I haven't liked at all because you cannot reach a very good saturation. I remember clearly, here I was on a train after COVID, after more than 6 months lockdown. I was coming back for Christmas at home, and I had to switch between so many different trains to come back. It took me all the day, and I was drawing this on the train, also with color pencil. After this, I stopped using them completely, and you see me trying to understand how colors work, because I was, so far till now, I was putting all the colors together and making something that was not cohesive at all. There was something wrong in my way of using colors. These two are the last spread of my sketchbook. Actually, I've just painted yesterday in a very bad way also, because I was testing some new brushes I received from Artify. There are so many different brush shapes, from the dagger to the angular to the linear, and so I wanted to give it a try testing here, because I was not feeling like I had to do a final drawing in this sketchbook that is half of my life, and I was a little bit feeling the pressure, so I decided to use it in this way, even if the paper is not the best suitable paper for watercolor effects. Indeed, this squirrel airmark brush, then I used also on watercolor paper, because here is clearly not working. And then we have another huge jump in time, I would say 4 years at least, because it was last September. I decided to join the 100 Heads Challenge. Those of you who doesn't know, this challenge is like an artist invented it, and it's about challenging yourself for 10 days, drawing 10 different heads every single day for 10 days. To make it more interesting from my perspective, I decided to switch medium every day. So day one is a simple graphite pencil. As I said, I was using HB and some kind of 2B or 4B to get higher contrast. Day 2, I give it a try to color pencil. That is not my favorite medium, but I have a small set of polychromos. Day 3 was a classical ballpoint pen, blue one. My traditional way of drawing, because as most of us, I started drawing when I was bored with a pen in hand, just like talking at the phone or talking to my family and drawing on magazines and so. Day 4 is a mechanical colored pencil I received from Pilot, I think. 3 or 4 shades. I was trying to use only a dry medium, if you see, because I was thinking that the paper was not suitable, but in the last days of the challenge I actually start using also wet medium, and it's working very well. Day 5 is black and red ballpoint pens. I also started drawing some kids, because I realized I was just drawing beautiful young people, and actually there are also middle-aged and older people and kids. Once you are trained to draw adult people, to draw kids is a little bit challenging because they have completely different proportion in the face. We go to day 6, that is one of my favorites. It's a shades of gray. I think I use my gray set of Ecoline brush pen. I was able to reach very nice, soft but defined contrast in these drawings here. We go to day 7. I use also Ecoline brush pen, but the illustration set that has very strong and saturated colors I was not able to use in a pleasant and harmonic way. Day 8, in the last 3 days I used the wet medium, so day 8 is watercolor in monochromatic. So I was switching between different colors for each one of these portraits. And I particularly like this one, although red is always a bit tricky to be filmed with a camera. Day 9 is ink portraits, also in monochromatic style. And this is most likely my favorite of the all 100 head challenge, because I reach very nice definition of the shades and hair with the first layer. Can have very high saturation that I particularly enjoy because of my color blindness with the inks. And with day 10 I finish with gouache. That is a medium I've started using since less than 1 year, so most recently. I particularly like this one and this one too. So I actually figured out for the first time that I could have a very light, almost watercolorish first layer, and then go on top to build my definitive contrast with gouache. After 100 head challenge, again with some drawing meetups I joined, like study of pencil case and stuff. This is actually not draw here, is attached with tape. It's a drawing I've done very recently. There is a reels on my Instagram about it, I think. I used this roundabout pen from Ferry Wheels Press that I received last month, so it's quite recent. With ink, Sherry Sonata, also from Ferry Wheels Press. A link if you want to get any ink from them with my promo code. This is also in the same drawing meetups. I couldn't reach a good value in this value study of a skeleton. That's why I bought later a set of gray brush pen from Sakura Koi. This is beginning of this year, 2024. I took again the Ecoline brush pens and tried to mix them with some water, because I actually enjoy how bright and saturated the colors are. And I had the dip pen. I'm having so many new art supplies, and I'm trying to use them all. So the dip pen I have used for the line art, and it's actually enjoyable if you get an ink that is flowing fluently. If it's not, and you need to recharge it every now and then, it's quite annoying. I went on top with some acrylic from Royal Talents, goldish and silver ones. And here I used this brush pen that I bought a couple of years ago and never used. Is from Pentel. You can get also very stylish and Japanese style portraits or whatever you draw. Drawing that had quite a good success. That's why I decided to draw it again. You can see here in overlap of this video, this little dragon became the wood dragon for the Chinese New Year of the Wood Dragon 2024, and I made a Draw This in Your Style challenge. By the way, you have a deadline if you want to join till the end of March if you want. Acrylic gouache, and I bought them because they are able to layer one on top of the other without the problem of reactivating the first layer. So here I was using them first time, very dirty approach. Actually, I was just using the leftovers you get when you open and you remove the lid of the small bottle you have of this Liquitex acrylic gouache. I'm a bit sorry about this drawing because it was so good. Ink it with dip pen. So the line art was so nice, and then I put on top my acrylic gouache and I ruined it. Not waterproof ink, so it's bleeding everywhere. Then I was testing some other inks from Ferris Wheel Press. I was making some animal studies. In particular, you can find the full process of this one here on YouTube. Kind of praise animals, hunters series, let's say. So I started with this frog. I love so much this watery effect that you can get. Also, the water inside ink is spreading much faster than watercolor, so you can get even dramatic effects. Howl with the mouse and tiger with some kind of prey as well. And here we go to the acrylic gouache again. Some practice with a little bit more effort, let's say. This is during a live we have every month with other Italian artists. We connect each other online, and it's nice to talk a little bit about art supplies and stuff. So we made it about a balcony last time, and then I had a small workshop, gouache workshop from an artist I like. It's JMR Art, I think, the name. And then I tried to do it myself with another subject, more old eye, let's say, and I particularly like the effect. Another ink from Ferris Wheel Press, again with this pen, but this time after making the tonal value study with the ink. Then I let it dry, or almost dry, because I'm too impatient. And then I use the pen on top to define the line art. Here I was in a square. We went with another artist for a brunch outside, try to depict what we were seeing in this square. But I used the brush pen set gray, because it's new and I wanted to use it. And I had in the beginning a little bit difficult to show that it was a very sunny day. But I think finally I achieved a good contrast with warm tones, and even if it's black and white, it's possible to understand that it's a sunny day. Finally, last spread, let's say, even if it's not actually spread, because this is the back cover of the sketchbook. I finished my drawings with the most terrible drawing, most probably, of this sketchbook. It's a kind of tiger with Equaline brush pen, but it came out disaster because the page was still humid, and then I used this and the ink was bleeding everywhere, and I was very upset because I didn't want to finish this important sketchbook, the longest one of my life, with an ugly drawing. So I started drawing with the same pen on the back cover, some more tigers. This one looks nice, these two not that much. 18 years of sketchbook and still you cannot draw a tiger. So this was the last page of this sketchbook. If you enjoy this sketchbook, I have several sketchbook tours. I link you the latest one I did here on YouTube. Tell me in the comments what was your favorite sketchbook spread of this sketchbook. And I thank you for watching so far, and I see you in the next video. Bye guys!